Hello and welcome to the channel. On the Face of It by Susan Hill. The play On the Face of It explores the themes of loneliness, self acceptance, and the power of human connection. It revolves around two main characters, Derry, a young boy with a burnt face, and Mr. Lamb, an old man with a tin leg. Scene 1. Derry meets Mr. Lamb. Derry, who avoids people due to his facial disfigurement, accidentally enters Mr. Lamb's garden. Instead of scolding him, Mr. Lamb welcomes him and engages him in conversation. Mr. Lamb, who has lost one of his legs in war, encourages Derry to embrace life and not let his appearance define him. He tells stories and shares his optimistic philosophy about life. Derry is deeply moved by Mr. Lamb's words and starts seeing the world differently. Scene 2. Conflict with Derry's mother. Derry returns home, but his mother warns him against visiting Mr. Lamb, fearing he is a stranger with a bad reputation. However, Derry insists that Mr. Lamb is different from others and has taught him things no one else has. Defying his mother's wishes, he runs back to Mr. Lamb's garden, determined to help him and continue learning from him. Scene 3. Tragic ending. When Derry reaches Mr. Lamb's garden, he finds that the old man has fallen from a ladder while picking apples. Derry rushes to him, calling his name, but Mr. Lamb remains silent, suggesting that he has died. Overcome with grief, Derry weeps, realizing how much Mr. Lamb meant to him. Now in details. The play On the Face of It is about a boy named Derry and an old man named Mr. Lamb. Both characters feel lonely and face challenges because their physical differences. The story teaches us about acceptance, courage, and the importance of looking at life positively. Scene 1. Derry meets Mr. Lamb. Derry is a young boy with a burnt face. He avoids people because they stare at him and talk about his scars. One day, while walking alone, he enters Mr. Lamb's garden. Mr. Lamb is an old man with a tin leg, means a leg made of metal, because he lost his real leg in a war. Instead of getting angry at Derry for entering his garden, Mr. Lamb welcomes him. He talks to Derry in a friendly way and tries to make him feel comfortable. Derry is surprised because most people treat him differently due to his burnt face. Mr. Lamb tells Derry that having scars or a missing leg doesn't change who a person is. He says that people are the same inside, no matter how they look on the outside. She also tells stories and teaches Derry to enjoy life, listen to nature, and not let others' opinions make him sad. Derry, who was always negative about his life, starts feeling better about talking to Mr. Lamb. He realizes that he should not hide from the world. Scene 2. Derry's conflict with his mother. After spending time with Mr. Lamb, Derry goes back home. His mother doesn't want him to visit Mr. Lamb again. She has heard rumors about the old man and believes that he is strange. She tells Derry not to go back. Derry tries to explain that Mr. Lamb is a kind man who has taught him important things. He says that for the first time, someone has talked to him in a way that made him feel important. He tells his mother that he wants to learn more from Mr. Lamb. His mother doesn't understand and asks him to stay at home. But Derry decides to go back to Mr. Lamb's garden because he feels that if he doesn't, he will never be able to change his life. Scene 3. The tragic ending. When Derry reaches Mr. Lamb's garden, he finds the old man picking pickles from a tree using a ladder. Suddenly, the ladder slips and Mr. Lamb falls to the ground. Derry runs to him, shouting his name, but Mr. Lamb doesn't respond. There is a complete silence. It seems that Mr. Lamb has died from the fall. Derry, who had finally found someone to understood him, is heartbroken. He sits beside Mr. Lamb and starts crying. Themes of the play: loneliness and acceptance. Both Derry and Mr. Lamb are lonely because of their physical differences. Society treats them unfairly, but they find comfort in each other. Overcoming fear. Mr. Lamb teaches Derry that he should not fear people's opinions and should live life confidently. Positive thinking. Mr. Lamb's words help Derry see life in a new way. He realizes that his scars don't define who he is. Life and death. The play ends on a sad note with Mr. Lamb's possible death, showing how uncertain life can be. Now, the conclusion. On the face of it is a touching story that teaches us to look beyond physical appearances. Mr. Lamb's wisdom gives Derry the strength to face the world. Although the ending is tragic, the play leaves a powerful message. Life is about how we see it, not how others see us.